What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Shibui Anime Tavern, brought to you in part by Nova Circuit. I'm Jeff, and with me, as always, is Jason.
What's going on?
Oh, man. Another banger episode in this anime. Like, I can't even.
It's fucking phenomenal. I think we talked about this before, but easily becoming one of my favorite animes of all time.
Absolutely.
And we're only,
episode
what,
starts out with
episode 5.
Jinwoo becoming a real boy.
Yeah, a real boy.
Like, just a real boy.
Like, ripped abs, like 6 foot tall now. For some reason, he went from 5'10" to 6 foot 2. Shredded,
just started growing.
Dripping in Vaseline from head to tippy toe. I mean, he's looking good. He's looking so good. The nurses are like, I want that.
He has the fucking nurse hit on him and like, can I have your contact info,
Yeah,
please? And he's like, oh, it must be for the test results.
Right, because he's getting discharged, and she's just like, I want your number. And of course, typical anime characters, they're oblivious to women flirting with them. So,
of course.
It's fantastic. You could just. He's leveling up in all areas. Let's just be real.
Leveling up.
I mean,
I'm sure it's all areas too.
I mean, he's looking more like, because if you look at these first couple episodes, he looks so like gentle, like a gentle flower. Now he looks like a fucking Chad, dude. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
And his hair is a lot different too. Like
it's
shorter now.
Yep.
It was a little bit more longer and shaggy, but
right.
He straightened up.
Right. But he gets discharged from the hospital, and he gets home. His sister notices his new physique and notices that he's taller. It's good.
Doesn't really question it too much, by the way.
No.
She's just like, oh, he's just a growing boy still.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Men never stop growing. That's what she said. That was her logic to it. But yeah, he's back. He's back from the hospital, so he could take jobs again for these dungeons, and he gets a call. He gets a call.
Yeah, he gets a call from them to fill out their party because they're going into an 8-man C rank dungeon, and with Jinwoo, that makes 6. They don't even have 8. So they're going in with 6 people.
Right. Yeah. And they didn't only pick up Jinwoo as like a freelancer. They picked up a new character that we meet.
Yu Jinho.
Yeah, Yu Jinho. And this kid, obviously, even Jinwoo can tell, spoiled because he was a D rank, I believe.
Yeah.
But had like nice armor.
Yes.
Like armor that D rank
and it green as hell.
Yeah. So he even assumed he's like someone, rich kid probably, and all that stuff. And I actually thoroughly liked this kid. I was like, oh my god, he's like, not like, oh yeah, it was his first ever dungeon too, so he's pretty excited about it too.
Yeah, he's not a cocky dick like everybody else.
Yeah, he wasn't like, hi, I'm rich and I'm gonna do this good. He knew he understood the assignment pretty much, and was just like, hey, my dad got me this armor because it's just gonna help me if I lack in anything. So, and they were going into a C rank, I believe, dungeon or whatever.
Yeah, it was C rank.
Yeah, but this one was different. It was a big portal. They were just like, man, they're normally not this big, and they were surprised that it was rank C. But Jinwoo explains that like they measure it based off like magic levels and stuff, and so they step into this portal, and unlike any other portal or dungeon, there was no lights or anything, so they had to, like, their mage character, whatever he was, had to cast like a light spell.
And they also regulate Jinwoo to just be the bag carrier.
Yeah.
And not fight.
And it was a lot of bag.
And it was a lot of bags, and he doesn't get any of the spoils, but they were gonna pay him like 2 million yen.
Yep. Right. Because they made him fill out a contract, and where no matter what, he was going to get based if he survives 2 million yen, which seems like a good deal. He's like, holy shit, like just to be a bag carrier. Oh yeah, all day.
Right. But then he has like a bad feeling about it the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, this is too good to be true.
Yeah, he's like, something's fishy about all this.
Turns out.
Yeah. So, before we get to that, they Jinwoo's ability, like, obviously he's been training a lot, so he's been gaining a lot of ability. They they end up in this part of the dungeon where there's multiple holes, multiple pathways, and Jinwoo kind of figures out it's like an insect monster nest pretty much. So they hear these insects getting closer, and Jinwoo with his ability was able to pinpoint where they were coming from, and so the party was ready for it. So yeah, basically that this party is fighting these, and Jinwoo gets one. He gets crack at one of them. He does some like sweet chin music out of nowhere, and just freaking roundhouses this one.
He does. He just kicks the shit out of this ant or whatever it is.
Yeah, they just like oversized ants. Yeah. But yeah, so once there's like this graveyard, because the party does survive and everything, they notice that there's no shards in them. They're just like, this is weird, and they already look like they were battle tested. Like there was no, it wasn't only sword cuts, it wasn't only like anything like that, or strikes. It was like they were being eaten, or
they couldn't like really deduce what had made like the wounds on these things.
So but they didn't realize that there obviously was something else in that dungeon. Basically whatever it is probably the boss. So they continue down, and they get to this big ass room full of shards. Or were they shards? Is that what they were?
They were oh damn, they were something different. They weren't like the shards you get they were mana shards. That's what they were.
But and they're worth a lot of money, like a lot. Well, how much was in there was gonna, like, they were gonna be set.
The amount of them made it, like,
you found out the
exorbitant.
You found out the leader, like I guess he has a rich brother. But yeah, so they're in here, and the leader points out that we got to do this because the boss is right there, and you pan to the boss, which is just a giant ass spider.
Big ass spider.
Yeah. And he's like, well, we can mine this stuff while it's sleeping and be quiet. Yeah, they basically found out they were trapped, and this is why there's always two. Jinwoo throughout the whole episode was like, why is it always like two? He kept thinking, he's like, man, this party of 6, no healer.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird that they don't have a healer. And now you find out that basically they've always been sacrificing the lower ranked people to get more of the spoils. So basically, they pretty much just leave it as a sacrifice. But yeah, and this is where we're going to talk about why I was upset at the ending of this episode.
Oh, me too.
You can't just end the episode with Jinwoo about to be him again.
I mean, he just in his hand the sword and over.
He's like, I'm gonna take care of this monster. He tells the D rank guy, just sit back, I got this. And I was like, don't end this episode. And then it ends to the monster screaming at Jinwoo, and I was like, are you kidding me? You can't let me wait a goddamn week.
I know.
I want to know if he is him against this, because Jinwoo's never fought a C rank class monster. He's like, I've never done this before, but man, he looks real confident right now. I was excited for it. I was like, dude, yes, we're gonna get to see what Jinwoo can do. And I was like, it'd be cool that he shows this D rank kid, like, oh shit, like,
yeah, he's like, I'm fighting.
Yeah, like, that'd be, I mean, and they ended it, and now I gotta wait until Saturday.
I know, it's so
find
sad.
Out if this beast gets his cheeks clapped.
Yeah.
But Jinwoo, man, he's a freaking Chad now, dude. Like,
he is. He's so cool,
and I love
though.
it. I'm just excited to see him fight this thing.
I know.
I can't wait.
I just want to see him body this big ass spider.
I was like, stop leaving me on these great cliffhangers. Stop keeping me hooked in. I'm already hooked on the show. You don't need to do anything else. So, but yeah, we'll see. I'm excited for. I'm hoping what happens is Jinwoo just smacks this thing like it's nothing, like easy. Like I'm this no effort at all, and I hope that the guys that trapped him there are able to see this. Like,
because they're coming back. They're coming back to get them crystals.
Yeah, they're gonna come back and be like, "What the hell?"
They're like, "Oh shit, they beat it."
Well, the dungeon ends once the boss is killed. So I think what's gonna happen is Jinwoo's gonna kill it. They're gonna find out the boss is dead, and they have a time limit to get the hell out. And Jinwoo's gonna grab some of the mana shards, and they aren't gonna have any.
That sounds right.
That's what I hope happens, and I hope he sticks in these dude's face. And he was even kind of like foreshadowing at the beginning, towards like the beginning episode before he took the job, that like he wants to get better paying jobs. The better paying jobs are to the S rank guys. He's like, I feel like eventually I can compete with them, but they're not going to want an E rank guy. How do I surprise them? He's even going through the mind like, well, I am the famous guy that possibly had a second awakening. People know who I am. That would be a good storyline.
Right.
Maybe this dungeon is going to be what it is. They're going to be like, holy crap, this E rank guy, stories are going to go around. And that's when the S rank guys are going to be like, I want to see what this guy's all about. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys also hit the notification bell for, when you get notified when we have more episodes. Leave a comment on what you thought about episode 6, or if you like the series so far. If you just if you have any, if you guys want to chime in with anything you guys thought about the episode, please let us know. But other than that, we'll see you guys next week for episode 6 review.